Alrighty, we're back. Round 6. Lee Moodley and Pieter van Niekerk, both of these guys needing the win to get into top 8 with any hope of getting into top 8. Just to go back on what happened in the last game, we did pick up the misplay on the fetch land, but so did the players, and so the order was interrupted for the fetch to happen. But it wasn't anything that was malicious and didn't need a judge call, so it was resolved. So 2 players here rolling dice to see who will go first. Not sure who won that because I didn't see what Lee's dice were. They were kind of weird little orange things.
2 6-sided dice by the looks of it.
Yeah.
And we have Temur Rhinos on the one side and Green White Company on the other. Interesting position to be Green White Company in this modern meta game, but
Sure.
he's gotten this far, so I think if he pulls out a good win here, I think there's a good chance of going into the final top 8. So that'll be interesting to watch now.
Okay. Lee Moodley playing Temur Rhinos, which, as we know, is a fun combo deck looking for crashing footballs.
That's it.
To be able to bring those Rhinos onto the battlefield and smash face.
That's it.
Both players taking a mulligan. I am removing the face mask from around my neck because it's just too damn hot. Ugh. It has been a good day of magic again. Yes, an Apple iPhone has been plugged in. We have those here too. So 5.5 hours of streaming so far today.
Not too bad, considering it's 6 rounds.
Yeah.
Still probably got quite a couple of hours to go with the top 8.
Although top 8 tends to go pretty quickly.
Is it? Okay, that's good.
From our experience in the last 2 days. Because obviously it's just sort of 3 rounds that you're sort of playing through.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like it's half what we've already done now, but
For
with
sure.
a lot quicker players type of thing. So
I do funny movie reviews. You should go look at my funny movie reviews on YouTube.
Good job.
Just it's called That Unnamed Movie Chat Show.
Really, that's what you named it?
Yeah.
so that's a long name to remember.
Once you know it, you know.
There we go. Okay, so look, both players, by the looks of it, are keeping.
Keeping 6.
That's it. So let's see. Oh no, let me give another mulligan. Ouch.
Okay, so Pieter keeping his 6. Lee going for a second mully. There's two parts of my channel. So there's the Unnamed Movie Chat Show, and then there's
What if it's all a combination of movies?
yeah, no. Also, I watch lots of stuff.
The Conjuring, Princess's Bride.
Princess Bride was grateful. But there's a second part to it called Movies That Scared the Shit Out of Me, which is where I review horror movies. Generally, movies don't scare the out of me.
Really?
Yeah.
What is the scariest movie that you watched recently?
I watched The Conjuring. I thought The Conjuring was pretty good.
Okay.
It's pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the scariest movie ever?
That I've watched? I have to say The Exorcist. The Exorcist creeps me out every time I watch it. And The Exorcist 3 puts like a grill under me. But The Exorcist 3 does it for a different reason. And now we're talking movies here on our stream for Magic. But just to finish the conversation, The Exorcist 3 does it differently because The Exorcist 3 uses an editing technique to improve the level of tension. There isn't a single soft cut in the whole film.
Sure.
It's a 2-hour, 20-minute film, and every cut is
Solid cut.
so everything just jars. So by the time you get to the movie, you're just like, you know. But yeah, it's pretty intense. But yeah, modern horrors are not. They don't scare me.
No, I think we've watched enough of them that it's
Modern horrors
lost that effect.
they rely too much on tricks, jump scares, things like
Absolutely.
I mean, like all of them, you can sit there and count in the beats between a setup and a scare. You know what I mean? Anyway, but there've been some creepy movies. Like there was a movie called Dark Web Unfriended, or Unfriended Dark Web, and that's creepy. The whole movie's told from the point of view of a computer. As if you're in a social media chat.
Yeah.
Everything happens inside of a social media chat. The whole thing. It's
Okay.
just weird.
Oh, so we have a quick start here already. So Moodley Clipper, I think a 5 card turn, playing a triumph turn 1. Pieter playing a
That's a fetch.
Sackland.
That's a fetch. I'm just gonna say that's a fetch. Goes to 19.
That's it. And just trying to figure out. I believe it was Lee Moodley went first, so he's sacked. So this is his now.
Turn
second
2.
turn
Yeah.
as well. Playing a, I believe that's Arbor Elf.
Oh, and just
then
dying.
Getting killed straight away.
Just dying.
Untapping, let's see if he gets his second mana. I think he's really struggling on the mana, as you can see.
Oh, Lee's struggling for mana, missing the drop. No problem for Pieter, coming out with 3.
Mana.
And Heliod.
Heliod, interesting. Obviously, the biggest difficulty with... Oh, there we are, got his Misty Rainforest at least. With Heliod is that he doesn't become active or anything until creatures or until the mana cost, converted mana cost in the field becomes greater.
Canopy, and is that
I think a Ranger of Eos, I think that is.
So
Gonna
let's see.
search for a...
Did
I
we
believe
even-
a 1/1 mana cost. Ranger Captain of Eos, that's it.
Ranger Captain. Let's go have a look at that particular card. Ranger Captain.
Looking for a Walking Ballista,
Whoa,
putting that into his hand,
whoa.
setting himself up for a nice turn 5 there by the looks of it.
Yeah. Is that a canopy that he's put down on the third?
That is a canopy,
Okay,
correct. So it will be interesting now to see, will Lee really be able
The
to get
ballista-
that third land? Because as we know with the Rhinos deck, with the third land he can cascade into those 2/4/4s.
Sure.
So
So there's the third land.
he's gotten a land. Let's see what is he going to do now.
I mean, if he wanted to go for it, he could crack the fetch, go get a shock land.
Get any land at the moment because I think he's got all the colors with the triome there already in play.
So does the fetch land not bring a land in tapped?
No,
Okay, cool. That's good.
that's one big advantage of those
Sure.
fetch lands.
What are their records? I wish I could tell you. And Lee is 3-1-1. And I'm assuming Peter's probably the same. They're both. In fact, I would actually put money on that. They're
We'll
both.
have to look for it. We'll obviously get hold of the organizer to get exactly the records shortly. But a slow turn here. Obviously, thinking quite a lot on what he could do. His biggest disadvantage here is if he has a counter spell or something like that, and Pieter has a way of sort of comboing off next turn because we know this deck can combo off. So it'll be interesting to see. I wonder what the 4 dice on his card is. Maybe just like a hand counter for the.
To
So he's
blasting.
invoking the Fury, getting rid of a violent outburst.
No,
so that he
Ranger
can-
Captain of Eos.
Kills a Ranger Captain, which is a 3/3.
Sure.
Interesting, getting rid of a card from his hand. I wonder what his plan is, considering he did have the violent outburst. So he could have cascaded already for 2/4/4s, but I
Sure.
think he was already worried about some sort of pressure, maybe even some sort of combo coming off, maybe having counterspell in his hand now.
Do something.
Let's see, playing the
Yeah.
that one.
Playing that card.
I believe that is the Auroch Champion. And the second card is, I can't see it too clearly here.
It looks like Celestia colors. It's the Conclave Mentor.
Is it a Conclave Mentor? That's it.
Yeah, Conclave Mentor.
So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Auroch Champion also gains life for a creature entering the battlefield. I think it's with a K Auroch.
Okay, check now. Nope. Uriok.
Or Uriok. So gaining a life, I wonder if he's gonna put a 1/1 counter on a creature.
But it's not the same
But we
card.
do see a sack from the Misty Rainforest.
Okay, it's that one. Sack from the Misty Rainforest. Gotcha.
That's it.
From who is that? That's from Lee.
Moodley.
So he'll go to 19.
Let's see what he looks for. I wonder what is he.
We're trying to get their records for you.
Oh, going for a stomping
Magic
ground
Innes.
for a shock
Stomping
by the
ground
look
coming
of
in
it.
shock. Go 17.
I wonder what he's planning to use here to go. Will he be getting rid of the Auroch? If I'm not mistaken, if you can check there, I think the Auroch has some level of protection or something, which
Let's have
could be a
look-see.
difficult one.
Protection from black and from red.
From red. So I wonder if he's going to be bouncing it maybe with a petty theft.
Possibly. Did he pull the Brazen Borrow?
We will see now. I'm not quite sure,
Okay.
but he did shock a land in. So I wonder what the.
Oh, he's got the Brazen Borrow in hand, that's for sure.
Yeah, I
just
wonder
saw
what
it there
the
now.
3 mana for. What the 3 mana for it is. But let's see, because you can't shock the the Aurok champion.
No. But he can kill the Conclave Mentor. Except that then
That's it.
Pieter will gain life.
Let's see, I believe that this is still with the trigger, the life gain trigger on the stack. So obviously before the 1/1 counter gets put onto a creature, I think he's bouncing into his hand.
So bouncing that to his hand.
Or is he trying to burn it? Or maybe he's making a mistake there, maybe he's trying to
play
burn it.
the blue side of the spell.
If I'm not mistaken, I do see a Brazen Borrow there.
There is
so
a Brain Borrow. I saw the Brazen Borrow for sure.
bouncing the Aurok might not be too bad, but then you would be using maybe the shock or some sort of burn spell for the Conclave Mentor.
I think just
I
a
think it's
question. I think a question on what's just happened here. Lee's trying to play a double-sided spell, a dual spell, a red and a blue spell. But he's playing the blue-sided spell to try and bounce it, but
Then it wouldn't count.
it wouldn't count because it's got red and blue.
That's it. Why is he putting 2 counters on it? Oh, because of the
Conclave
Conclave
Mentor.
Mentor doubling the counter spells. That's it. I think he's trying to cast a red spell.
And then casting the red spell on there, putting counters on the Aurok.
I don't
and
believe he
a
should
life
get
gain.
double counters on there. I don't think she should only got one counter.
Do you think?
Unless we miss something, but I think the players are more in tune on that right now.
He gains life off of the Conclave Mentor. If I am correct.
So playing a Scalding
If
Toss.
one or more +1 plateaus counts will put on the creature you control, that many +1 put that many +1, so it does get 2.
Okay,
When
I
the
got
Mentor
you.
dies, you gain life equal to its power. So he does get the 2 life gain, goes to 21. And the Aurok does get 1 +1 and then a +1.
That's it. Okay, cool.
So that Aurok looking very good right now as a Auriok.
Yeah.
Wow,
A
that's a
6/5 or something.
that's
or
a
those
it's a
1/1
pretty big
counters?
it's a pretty big swing. That's a 5/5.
5/5.
So 5 damage coming in at Lee, taking Lee to 12.
If he had the Brazen Borrow, I think he could bounce it, but he hasn't played any of that yet.
I think that's
Let's
happening
see.
now. So
There we
petty
are.
theft, bouncing
So before the damage is
Auriok.
dealt, so he'll
before
be
the
back on
damage, so
17.
back on 17.
And then let's see what's the second play. Oh,
He's just
gonna put it back
replaying
in.
the Auriok
Okay.
champion.
Very useful with the bounce spell. You can get rid of a lot of the counters.
And the
Which
Brazen
is-
Borrow is now off on an adventure.
There we are. There we are.
La, la,
Let's see.
la.
La, la, la.
Going to visit Grandmama in the forest. My granny, what big eyes you have! And then he runs into Innistrad. That's right.
We must be careful now. The werewolves all prowling around,
Exactly. Ow.
searching for his land.
Did he crack something? What did we crack?
Scalding Tarn.
Okay, so cool. So that's damage. That's my job for today. My job is just damage. I just want to do the damage. Put it in there, save, update, life total.
Steam Vents tapped. Okay, so obviously he
Steam
doesn't have
Vents
anything else he wants to play. Well, it'll be very interesting to see how he's going to be able to get rid of this Aurok.
Auriok.
Champion.
There's an Auriok. There's an
Auriok.
I in there. Auriok.
Almost like an Oreo.
Exactly, except with the
Just
I.
like
And a. It's an
an
Auriok.
Auriok champion.
That's right. Magic the Gathering. English 105. Okay, so Lee choosing to tap a ones.
1 mana.
Which color is he going for off of that triome?
Interesting to use a Triumph considering you do have the Shocklands in there.
Oh,
What is that? Is that a suspend spell?
is that Footfalls? He's played the Footfalls
Oh.
suspended.
I wonder why I would play with a Triumph and not the Stomping Grounds. That's interesting.
Well, he's wanting to keep the blue mana open for the Brazen Borrower.
No,
I
definitely,
assume.
but the Stomping Grounds is green and red.
This is true.
So he would have had an extra blue if he needed it.
So this is a swing for 3.
Could be that he just doesn't need. Oh, he's just going to be playing the Brazen.
No, but it doesn't matter. The Brazen Borrower can't block.
Yeah. So it
So
takes 3.
takes
so
3,
he's
goes to
on
13.
Gains a life and puts a 1/1 counter. So 1/1 life for Pieter.
Oof.
But at least he'll be able to start putting the pressure back on, taking
And a
3 damage.
swing from the Brazen Borrower takes him to 19. But with Heliod on the board, I mean,
Oh, there we are. And he's sacking the fetch land, so taking another pain for that. Let's see, probably looking for another basic. I think he's got all the colors that he needs for that kind of deck. Oh, not okay. Going for the Temple Garden to play tapped. Maybe just wanting to get rid of it, so when he draws it later, he doesn't have to pay them life for it.
untaps for his turn.
Gotta say, considering Lee Moodley went to 5 cards and 1 land hand, he recovered quite
Yeah, he's doing
nicely
very well.
to get back into it.
Remember, we are at 3 turns away from those footfalls coming down and some rhinos hitting the board.
So we have a walking ballista.
Oh, Prismari command.
Oh, very nice. So he wants to destroy it. I assume, but he's obviously going to be paying 2 life to deal damage to it. I wonder what he's tapping the 2 mana for. Okay, so obviously he's playing him. He comes into play with a 1/1 counter. Then because he comes into play, gains a life.
Yeah.
So then he gets another 1/1 counter. And I think in response, he's paying. What is he doing? I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm very confused about what he did.
They're basically just taking that back because Lee's saying that
so
he's
it's
going to do the
coming
2 damage from the Prismari command to kill the creature, and Peter's basically saying that you can try, but I'm going to pump it up.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters because Prismatic Command can also destroy an artifact, so I don't know why you just wouldn't choose the destroy artifact ability.
Sure.
It'll be very interesting to find out what they were discussing there. Oh, I think he realized what happened, and I think Limuli is giving up because he doesn't have an answer for that Auroch champion at the moment. And he doesn't have anything else in his hand, so I think Limuli has conceded that match. Hoping to get into the second one to get a win there. But interesting exchange. I wonder what they were actually talking about with regards to...
We can chat to them after the match and find out.
Absolutely.
Okay, so a little bit of a chat going on between the players as they get ready for game 2. I mean, we're actually assuming that Peter won that game.
I do think so. I don't think Limuli was in any position to win.
With
The
the
Auroch
Hus-
champion
DK.
was still in the play.
It was coming. I don't think Lee, yeah, like you said, I don't think Lee was in a position to win from there.
Oh, I see now. Luther has underscore DK is talking about the combos on, which means when the Walking Ballista comes into play, comes on with a 1/1 counter,
Yeah.
and then in response to Prismatic command being on being cast,
Prismari command, yeah.
what he does is he activates, although I don't know if he had enough mana for that combo, but I assume the combo would be on next turn. Basically, activates Heliod to give Walking Ballista life.
Oh, I see. In response to the command, he can go
That's
infinite
it.
with the ballista.
That's it. So he can get.
Okay, can we get one in English? Why
How did it come up in that
how
language?
are we suddenly in Italian?
Spanish, actually.
Is that Spanish?
There we are.
Can
So
you-
just click up there?
Where?
There we are.
English, as I
There we
believe. Thank you. There we go.
So XX. So you have to pay double the mana.
Yeah.
2 mana means 1. 4 mana means 2. When Walking Ballista comes into play with X 1/1 counters, so obviously that
Gotcha.
will be 1 counter, 2 counters.
Okay, so
et
there we
cetera,
go. There
3
we go.
counters.
Luther has explaining it quite nicely.
That's it. So obviously, you can remove a counter, deal 1 damage to a creature or player.
Gotcha.
4 mana puts a 1/1 counter, and then when he gains life, Heliod says whenever you gain life, you put a 1/1 counter
Correct.
on the creature. So
Okay, so there
just
we go.
keeps
All right,
pinging forward.
absolutely. That's very clever, and thanks for explaining that. That's what the combo was. So Lee obviously didn't see that at the time, and tried to. Well, maybe he did, and he was trying to get rid of it cheekily,
yeah,
etc.
maybe he was just trying to see if he could catch him off guard.
But just a question, though. I mean, you mentioned
Which one now?
because that's what got played.
Yeah, true, but before this spell resolves, before Prismari Command destroys the artifact, he combos off.
Right. So the
think
combo
that's what
happens
it's
before that. Okay.
That's it. Unless...
It's not company, so the old Heliod meta, but he is running Coco's. 4 collected companies in the deck.
There is collected companies, and it is the old Heliod sort of combo deck. I don't think we've seen many of them in the list that we have gone through.
Not at all.
So
This
it
is the first time we're seeing this. In fact, it's the first time we're seeing either of these decks today.
That's true as well. We were expecting a lot more Temur Rhinos, but we didn't see them.
Sure.
We did, I think, we ran into 2 Junt decks. Slightly different, but interesting decks.
Yeah.
And I think both of them lost, unfortunately. So a lot of people expecting the Junt meta to come back with all those new cards, but looking like they're not performing as...
Food.
That's it.
So Coco for Heliod and Spike. Any hammer time in top 8? Not that we've seen.
Well, we did have a hammer time the first
Earlier,
match.
yeah, but
Who
that's
was it? And I don't think he's made top 8 yet.
Hasn't gone to top 8 yet.
So we'll see.
Current top 8, no. Current top 8, no hammer time.
That's it. But we have seen a hammer time.
Sorry.
Can't touch this.
I had to, I'm sorry.
Of course.
Okay,
Classic
just so
Moodley.
everybody knows, after this round there will be a bit of a break before we come to the top 8. Probably starting that somewhere around 5 o'clock-ish.
And our local time here is 4 o'clock if you are one of our overseas viewers. So in an hour's time, most probably maybe a little bit later than that.
Well, let's see how this goes. Because, I mean, if there's still 25 minutes left on the round, it'll go to about 4:30, take a half-hour break, come back at 5.
Probably, yeah.
But we'll let you know as soon as we end off after this game. We'll let you know how long before the top 8 will start. So again, 2 fast starts.
Rising Canopy to Arbor Elf, that'll be interesting. Also another Triome.
This is the same start Lee had on the last round, although I think he's kept 7 cards this time.
That's it. And it will be 1 pain from the Horizon Canopy for that Arbor
Yeah.
Elf. Basic Forest passing on. It'll be interesting to see Woolly.
Mammoths.
Yeah, Mammoths will only be next turn, or Rhinos if you want.
Woolly
to talk about
Mammoths. Conclave Mentor.
it. Oh, and taking
Coming
another
in.
2 pain from 2 Horizon Canopies. That's pretty heavy. But and also that Arbor Elf can't untap any of the lands within a forest, so I assume it's going to be start swinging in there.
I'd be surprised if we didn't see at least a swing with the Arbor Elf. Lee counting something out. Going to combat with the Arbor Elf. That's 1 damage to Lee. Right? 1 damage, right? Okay.
That's it. Let's see, basic snow-covered island.
Anything that says Dragonlance is worth reading.
So he's playing a Fury, evoking a Fury while discarding a Seasoned Pyromancer, getting rid of both creatures.
Both creatures.
And playing a...
Did those exile or did they just die?
I think they just die. I think
So
it's just
then
4 damage.
Pieter
divided
is
by any
supposed to
number.
have gotten 2 life back for that
Yes.
from the Conclave Mentor.
And he cascaded for the... Is it the
Footfalls.
Shardless Agent, I think? So he's going to have 2 4/4s into play now.
Footfalls
He's
brings
in a
2
very
Rhinos.
good position. I don't know what...
Yeah, GG.
I don't know what Pieter has for coming back to that.
How much damage is it? That's 4 Rhinos, so that's 8. I don't know what this creature is.
It's, I believe, a 3/2.
So that's 11 damage
That's it.
to Pieter, taking him down to 8. And another Footfalls in suspend.
This is spending it.
This
Interesting.
is good game.
This is so unfortunate
Yeah,
for the
it's
company
done.
game. Just didn't draw the lands that he needed.
There we go. So that's how fast that can happen.
So 2 very quick games, from very quick decks. Very interesting first game and second game. I think very unfortunate for Pieter to not draw the lands that he needed to keep it going. Maybe didn't even have the answers that he needed for the
Quite possibly not.
for the 2 big 4/4 Rhinos.
So game to game 3. But Valek called it, saw the Footfalls come down, called it GG.
That's it. That's it. paying great attention to the games up on the screen for you.
Are these guys 4-1? No, these guys are 3-1-1 at the moment, as far as I know.
Do we have any confirmation?
Not
from the
yet.
judges? No,
Not
nothing.
yet. I'm not sure about
Could be a
Peter. I
busy-
know that Lee is 3-1-1. And they're giving each other a bit of fist bump there. Good game, good luck for the last game. Whoever wins
Yeah.
this has a chance of top 8.
Yeah. I think good sportsmanship there. See the players supporting each other even though they're opponents. And must admit, very interesting game.
So far, so good.
Probably one of the quickest games we've what's the name, casted today.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been. I mean, that game lasted a whole, 5 minutes?
Yeah, very, very quick. Obviously, the biggest unfortunate part is the company deck just got stuck.
Yep.
And the team got its cascade off. And yeah, you can see once you drop those 2/4/4s, it's
Especially
very
that
difficult.
early. I mean, you don't really have an answer for it that early in the game.
No, absolutely. And I mean, for one card spell, you're putting out 3 creatures. I think it's very difficult for anyone to come
Yeah,
back
for
onto
sure.
it.
Peter drawing his 7. Crispin yawning. It's been a long weekend. Long weekend. Aimless RSA, what's up, buddy? That's Clinton Riddell, who was here earlier playing Jund. Clinton decided to drop after his second loss. Unfortunate for him. Had a really interesting deck. It was fun to watch it go for a while. But you joined us in round 6. Lee and Peter playing it out to see who has a chance at top 8. We know Lee is 3-1-1. We think that Peter might be the same. So whoever wins this game has a chance at top 8. You just woke up. Must have had a nap. So a very quick game 2 go down where Lee managed to pull his Rhinos out very early and just no answer from Peter at all. So that was a whole 5-minute game. 4 minutes, in fact, because it was 25 minutes to go when it started and it was 21 minutes to go when it was over.
That's true.
So COVID cuts. Nice relaxed atmosphere between these two players, even in this high tense sort of competition style. Both of them knowing that they're doing the best they can, playing the best kind of Magic they have available. So
Yes. Enjoying the event, considering it has been a hiatus for Pet Magic for such a long time.
so long,
I can imagine a lot of these people are just happy to be out here.
playing some cardboard crack.
That's it. So we have one. Was it a mulligan from?
It was a mulligan from
That's
Lee.
it.
He
Just
will decide
deciding
whether
now
he'll
which
keep
card.
6. Peter just helping him out by reminding him you've got to put 1 back. So just waiting on this
I'm not
decision
gonna
from
lie,
Lee.
watching him tap his hand on the table really looks intimidating.
Oh
It
yes,
looks like he's actually counting down how many turns he needs to beat his opponent rather than just which cards he needs to play.
well, I mean, from what I can see, there it looks like he's got a footfalls in his hand, which is really not what he's looking for.
Yeah, I think he wants to have his footfalls in his library.
Yeah,
Although footfalls with this type of deck on turn 1 is not actually that
it's
bad.
not that
of a-
bad because you put it down, you suspend it for the 4.
That's it. It
you
comes
know.
down almost the same time as if you cascade into it.
So Lee
But,
again tapping. Deciding what to bottom. Finally making a decision, putting that under the bottom of his library.
That's it.
Trying to show us something on camera.
Forest,
Basic forest.
Arbor Elf straight away.
Arbor Elf comes in. Can untap that forest. Correct?
Only next turn.
Only
when it
next
has
turn, sure.
Doesn't have summoning sickness. And the nice combo about this deck is, for example, you play this on turn 1. Turn
Yep.
2, you equip the land with another land, the enchantment, and then you have 4 mana turn 2.
Correct.
It'll be interesting to see if he has that in hand. It'll be nice to see. But so far, just a Misty Rainforest from Lee. Him making a decision on what he wants to do. I think the 2 Rhinos in hand, I think he's thinking about it, but I think he decided against it.
Utopia Sprawl?
Utopia Sprawl, that's correct. There we are. So there's 4 mana. So he's tapping the 1 forest for 2. So there we are. Coco's on turn 2. Amazing
That's
to see that.
fantastic. Good grief. Oh, wow.
Oh wow, I wonder if that's an infinite life combo, or does he need 1 more card for that?
What is the creature? That's it.
There
That's
we are.
game. He's got
Hold
it.
That's the combo. He's got infinite life. And
GG's, and there were footfalls.
Lee said-
Oh, my word. What an amazing
what
play
an
from Pieter van
amazing
Niekerk.
turn.
Fantastic. Well played.
Absolutely crazy to see that.
Quickly take a look over at table 2 if there's anything happening there. No, nothing happening at table 2.
What a game! What an
Yeah, that was
absolute game.
ridiculously
It
fast.
was good to talk about that 4 mana card turn 2.
Absolutely, you
and
called
then to
it,
see
man.
it come out like that, absolutely amazing.
And then somebody just kicked my camera. I'm gonna have to go kick somebody. Anyways, don't go away. We will be back with your top 8. And that should be happening in about 50 minutes time. I think it'll be 5 o'clock our local time. If it changes, we will let you know. So if it's a good time for you to go and grab God Hand on the Play, says Reaction 172. Absolutely, it was spectacular. But until we are back, don't go away, or go grab yourself something to eat, something to drink, take a break, go take a walk. But be back here in time for the top 8. It's going to be spectacular. Thanks so much for sticking around. We'll see you real soon. Bye.